Simmer Style Blacktip 2024. I'm here to give you a little tuning guide, little rigging guide. It's not going to be the full extensive one I did with the Evoke. That is on the Simmer page, so check that out. It's 20 minutes long and it covers pretty much everything. This is going to be like a slimmed down version. So if you just bought the Blacktip, what do you need to know? How are you rigging this sail? I would say for the old school guys out there, the ones that when the wind picks up, they crank on the downhaul and shove the outhaul on, flatten out the sail. That is not what you want to do with the new 4-batten sails. And this goes with other brands as well, although you should be having a Simmer Style. So what you need to remember is a 4-batten sail, there is less battens, obviously, than the old school 5-batten sails. So it needs some stability. The stability comes by having some shape in the sail. If you pull on the downhaul and pull on the outhaul, you're flattening out the sail and there's not the stability from the batten. So it becomes unstable. So what you have to realize is if you've got a bit more power, at least you know where it's coming from. So for me, on the downhaul, you can see now I've set this, I would say you want it just going loose in between these two. You don't want it flopping down here, and even sometimes just loose into this section. There's not a lot of downhaul you need on these sails. A good indication as well is when you're putting the downhaul on is look for this batten here. This is batten number 2, just pulling out from the sail. So that pulls out. That is usually a good indication. Obviously you've got a bit of loose leads, it's not a lot. And then this batten, when we put the outhaul on, you're looking for sort of maybe 50% over rotation on the mast. So the mast there and the batten sits kind of just below, maybe 60%. I quite like a bit of beef in the sail. Outhaul, again, you're going to be looking at the dimensions on the sail and the measurements, but they're just an indication because, as I covered in the other video, depending where you have your boom, at what height, will depend how much outhaul you put on. If you have your boom at the top of the cutout, you will need more outhaul because of the angle. If you have your boom at the bottom of the cutout, you'll need less outhaul. I have my boom pretty low, so I've got this one set, what we set at, 166 at the moment, block to block. A good indication is, I like to do this, I don't know why, I said this in the other video. It's feeling the tension on the sail. So when you've been sailing, just get an idea of how much tension you can feel. For me, when I'm sailing along, the sail will touch the boom. You know, booms these days are quite narrow and the sails are fuller. So when I'm sailing, I do have the sail touching the boom, sometimes all the way up here, which is not uncommon. Again, with other brands as well, you will find that. The older booms were way more sort of curved. So yeah, don't be scared. Again, older school guys who are used to sails, they're not used to that sail touching the boom, so they put on more outhaul, and that can sometimes just affect the way the sail is working. What else are we going to look at? I mean, I'll just demonstrate here. I did cover it in the other video, but just so you know, if I put this boom up to the top of the cutout, look at that. I mean, just look how little outhaul there is there now. If I move it down, look how much that tightens up. And that's just moving the boom from here to here. It is really crazy. So if you've never thought that, the measurements they do usually on the bottom of the sail is from the middle of the cutout. But it is just a guide, a good thing to remember. Like I said, everything else is in the other video. Don't downhaul the shit out of it. Don't outhaul the craziness out of it. You need a bit of shape, get that feel, and you'll be good to go. Something like that.